Hello, hello. I am Dr. Brenda Jean Power. The doctor represents metaphysics. So, what is your nature of being? So, what are you being today? Hopefully, all the audio and stuff works. We'll find out. Just having problems with, at this point, thank you, Spirit, for getting these all to cooperate. And so, just setting up like we're supposed to. It's a natural process. Ah, need to turn that down. Okay. We're going to have a great show today. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this. This is Woman Soultion. This is where Soultion, where your soul has a solution. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this today because we are having a lot of noise in the background because we're finally got the timing to get a sink and a bathtub put in. So the bathroom's like right there. But right now it's just quiet. I think we'll have no problem. And if we do, and if it gets too much, then we'll just have to end the show. But otherwise, just give it a shot. Spirit said, make it a go. And so I did. And it is definitely getting colder and colder here. So when you think about, your future, about what you want to do. So right now I'm trying to get things to work. So what am I filling in the blanks with? So now I'm going to be mindful about how I fill in the blanks and how I talk. Okay, got one to work. Excellent. Are you ever mindful, like when you first wake in the morning? Are you ever mindful about what that looks like? What does it sound like? Oh, here they go. Now you'll tell me whether that is too loud. If it's too loud, I may have to wait and hang on. So we'll see. We'll see what it sounds like. I know the phones will pick it up. Yeah, the phones will definitely pick it up much more than my speakers do. So we'll see what happens. Keep saying, oh, they have a new feature. Oh, I don't want to learn about that now. I'm trying to say go live. It says promoting. Okay, that one just popped in. That's good. Oh, this one even just popped in. Yay, that one's good too. And now I'm clicking on all these things. So even if you're not prepared, you don't have to be frustrated. You just say, thank you, Spirit. So that's what I'm saying in my head. Thank you, Spirit. Help me focus on what I need to do. So when I start to get scattered, I say, bring myself back. And I get refocused. Oh, goodness gracious. I changed the cost of my stuff in my TikToks, and it's reverted back. Whatever, I'll just be glad to receive anything. And that'll be good. It's good, Lord. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I can have any interaction so I don't feel like I'm out on a limb. And let's see, it says that oh, good. It says that it's live somewhere. Got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then we take this away. Say delete comment, shut that off, turn that on, and everything will start flowing in just a moment or so because we're already getting the likes. That's good. There we go. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, April. Hi, Amy, and hi, Autumn. So, so what I teach my students when you start, when you have all this stuff you have to do and stuff like this, there's something called the tribal basics. Now, in my mind, I could do them all in front of you, but I'm asking what's missing, what's missing. And right now, I really feel like I need to make sure that I'm not vulnerable. Okay, so I'm just really making sure that I'm not vulnerable. And sometimes because I've labeled them 1 through 14, all I have to do is ask the number, and as long as I remember the number sequence, they'll tell me which ones I need to do. So when you're doing like Wayne Cook or the hookup, a little tip is put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Now, if you wanted to do it more connectively, then you would actually notice that if you take your tongue and you slide it all the way in the back on the roof, you'll feel a little hole. And that really is a joining point for your central and governing meridians. And I find that just fascinating. Oh, I can't do it and talk at the same time. So I'm kind of just imagining the pressure there. We're going to be talking about spirituality. We're going to do some healing today. And I have been writing. I have been writing about life and how to change it. And I look back, and I only compare it to myself, but I look back, I am totally not that I had like, if you understand the successes, it's not success, it's 6S is. Safety, security, stability, sanity, serenity, space, and space is freedom. And I will have to say that if I put that on the wheel, it's pretty balanced. And so I wouldn't mind putting that tire on my car. Oh, thank you. Yes, I feel a little better. Now I'm going to connect all my meridians, help connect my left part of my brain to my right part of my brain. A lot of you have seen this with Donna Eden, but if you go back further with Touch of Health and you go through Chinese medicine and things like this, that's how far back it goes. Now, again, if you hear those contractors, those tradies, those chippies, those sparkies, let me know, because I hear them. But I'm curious of what you actually hear, because I know like the main screen filters. These two don't, and I don't know about my Facebook one. But once you're focused, see, and I can feel that part of my aura. So, like right now, they're using a drill off and on. This is going to bring up test, old belief systems that no longer serve, what's appropriate, what is not, what get on my nerves, any of these things. So this could be really a growth moment. Oh, what's this screen? Something just happened on my screen here. And TC does, that's what I thought. Okay, well, if you have any problems hearing, just come on over to YouTube, Woman Soultion, that's Soultion. And if you get a reading, whether it is, if you've never had one before from me, you can listen to it again, so you can get a free one. Or if you've already have had your free one from me, then you can pay, $5, $15, or $25 to be on it. Looking at how things are focused, but I guess I can see the clock behind me, because the clock behind me, if you are not in any of the rooms, but in YouTube, that is what timestamp is. Wow. And the test will be to strengthen my ability to really be able to channel through without any disruption. What I can tell you, the energetics on this planet is that, we're like, the veil is thinned. Well, I think the veil's removed, because the clearing is very strong. I mean, it's like before I'd have to go like meet on the bridge, but it's more better. Hi, TP. Yes, you'll be coming on the show today. You'll be coming on the show today. I'm not sure how much more drilling that they're going to do. For those of you that are like wondering, we got a bathtub and a vanity and a toilet that they're putting in. And I'm just grateful the day has finally arrived. Oh, it's so great. YouTube doesn't pick it up. Excellent. Like I said, it's on my big computer. Okay. So what kind of miracles can you expect? How do you show up yourself? How do you hold space? Now I can worry, that's a whole space, that's using my imagination incorrectly, and magnetically, that feeling of worry will attract more stuff to worry about. So you sow what you reap. And for me, it was like, okay, I have to get up super early today on this and that. I could beforehand anticipate worry, blah, 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 try to figure it all out, or just say, thank you, Spirit. Being mindful, being in the moment, what are we going to do? And for me, it is the old belief systems. Now, if I had done this, like I said, if I look back, if I would have done this like years ago, I would be like worried that I'm inconveniencing you, or I can't do it, so I don't have any faith in me. And that's not the case. I have faith in myself, and I have faith in my spirit. And like right now, can I hold it? The connection, the seventh plane, can I hold it? Can I do it? Well, I'm going to use this as a mastering ability, meaning here's a moment, how do I reconnect back up? How do I strengthen that part of my brain? How do I do this? And so that's what's happening here, and help myself that if I'm wandering off, call myself back. My sensory systems, I will just kind of, you can fluff your aura. Or if you feel like you have one sensory system that's stronger than the other, like when people were screaming and hollering, in the old days, I would just kind of put earplugs, not in my ears, but just something here so that it toned down the tone. The seeing, well, you can put sunglasses on, or you can put a hat. When I was younger, I would put a hat on because the light or the people that are around me, if I'm sitting down or people are yelling, it was easier just to not have to see the full version. So I don't follow the sensory system. You have that choice that you don't have to follow. And when you feel that you're going there, are you home? Are you present? Are you being? And for me, it's like, yes, I could say that gets on my nerves. Then where's my focus? Well, I just call myself back. And if there is a root, meaning anywhere from when I was little, I had that experience where I couldn't cope, handle, deal, and pacify. I had to be left to my own devices, and I lost it or whatever because I couldn't make it stop, or for whatever, my emotional intelligence didn't grow. Then I have an opportunity to heal. And I remember one time I was teaching class, tribal, which everybody can join. And the neighbor was using a buzz saw, chainsaw, or some type of saw. And as I'm talking, it was just, it kept cutting. And I'm like, okay. So I ended it. And then I went, and I have to stay true to my word. I walk it, talk it, breathe it, live it. Wait. How do I say it? Live it, walk it, talk it, breathe it, imagine it, dream it. I can't remember. I thought there was like 5. Can't remember. Oh, that's okay. But I have to walk my talk. I have to be with who I am. Hi, Kelly. And so that means I use my tools, and do they work? Yes, I wouldn't be telling you any of it if it didn't work. So I use the tools. And so I used it immediately. And I mean, it went like that. And so everything went quiet, and then I measured. Yeah, it feels good. And so then as I'm talking to my bird, talking to my husband, the noise happened again, and I had noticed. Yes, thank you. Little breathe, walk, talk, and dream, and imagine. And then it was like, whoa, Spirit goes, do you hear that? You're not, none of your senses are following, running this or to the end of the timeline, which is conclusions, and stating that that's the way it can be. You are at the choice point, you healed, and the noise is going on, and you're not losing it. You don't have to be oversensitive, over kinesthetic. And I'm like, oh, I did it. So I quickly made a video and I put that up, and I was able to go forward with that. So I thought that was really unique. Now, the reason why it's unique is because You got to decide how you're going to use your pen to write your life. Okay. So you don't have to do what you saw as kids and as a sponge, and everybody that was probably before you that has not had the ability to learn how to process will have psychosis and show themselves and show their issues. And there's nothing wrong with it. It is part of what's being human. But we're moving to what's called the 5D world. Your consciousness is more involved. Your consciousness is more involved. Before in 3D, you didn't really have that, to which is your spiritual self, which is consciousness, involved. You are programmed. I'm going to borrow this, copy this. I'm going to do ambitions and things, and we can do it yourselves. So just like Bessie, is that you can take and have they're complaining, like, okay, stop that behavior. Okay. If this person wants me to have this type of behavior, or I'm saying I'm too clean, I'm like, that's this, like, okay, I can have 1,000 personalities and you're just not going to be happy with any of them. What personality are we supposed to have? One you choose, not what anybody else has wrote for you. Understand? That means you have to be okay to lose your family. You're such a sweetheart, let's say, for this. Look at the new kitty. It's not nice. Oops. You paid for a chat, okay, for my cat, the Sue, and then one for Teresa. Teresa. Yeah. So you, when you experience out here with sensory systems, okay, you're going to go down to your first 3 chakras, and you are not listening to your heart, because people will be out of appearance. So you will drop down into the appreciation, and my TikTok, my phone is very hot, my bit. And so you have an old response. Now you can train yourself to have a new one, because your brain only knows how to pick the next best guess. And if you're used to training yourself to do what everybody does, or complain, or get upset, or do you know what I mean? You don't have to. You don't have to go there. You can train and decide how you want to be. Not so it makes them happy. It makes you happy. You're the only one that gets to be inside this body. All right, I heard some of you jokers. Your spirit beams in. It doesn't go to the navel. It goes to this fixed state reality, but it goes to this body, because this body has cells, and around the cells are your code, your specific code. So you beam your butt into this body the moment you wake up, and from a sleep or a nap or whatever. But you're constantly there. So you look at it like a TV set. So you're a TV set. And we can have many channels, many different personalities, many ways of being, but you can actually choose what and how you want to show up. Now, if the beam comes in, it's going to pick up, and it'll be the Brenda show. So you are seeing the Brenda show. Okay. Now, if I were to be passed on, unalived, or whatever that you guys call it these days, I call it, the body decides to be dead. Then I become a non-fleshy, and I'm still going to be beaming. I'm still there. I just have to wait for a new suit to come in, a new soul live to appear. And so all that always continues on, no matter what. You following me? My personality, the one that feels best to me. Exactly. Not anyone else's. Exactly. Never to be perfect, but better than the day before. Exactly. Because there's no such thing as perfect. Okay. There is that exact right moment. It reminds me of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Okay. There's that one that's just right. But only you know what's just right. And I'd have people in the past going, "Oh, you like white chocolate." And I'm like, "I do? No, I don't." And so for some reason, people just give me white chocolate. I'm like, I don't like white chocolate. I wasn't afraid to say it. And they're like, when, since when? And I'm like, you have not ever listened to me. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot going on with the noise drilling in my bathroom, so that's probably why it's got a mic disturbance. And I'm hoping it'll be okay. I'm not sure. Um, yeah. But I had to be okay to lose my family and friends. I had to be okay to say I don't want to do traditions. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. And I will tell you, so many people got mad at me, but I was more aware that I am consciousness, not that I'm conscious and I'm woke. No, I am a spirit being. I am being a spiritual human. And I know that I can create a new world instead of having to debunk the old world or destroy the old world. And that's just the way 3D did it, program after program. But the 4D, you have this part of your heart that just appears. And you have this time, space, dimensions, heights, width, consciousness, all of these things. And you start to form. It's okay, I can hear you. Good. Okay. And when you know that you're more spirit, is like noise, people get on your nerves, somebody's disappointed in you, whatever it is. Oh, you can read good. Peace comes after. And the old way would be to just be those programs, take it personal, just run rampant and then put a label above your head and say this and that. They're the enemy. When you get to become more in the state that I'm in, this is what I teach tribal, any of my tribal healers or anybody that's with me. All right, this phone is having problems. I'm going to unplug it and see if it'll stop overheating. I already updated it, so it's not like it doesn't work. But sometimes you need to upgrade. Sometimes you need to get your updates. Sometimes you need to, and a lot of people just stay in the old consciousness. And that is like, they'll talk about the past, but they don't know how to be in the present or to how to be progressive and create a future. And those personalities are off perfectly fine. But don't try to force you to fit yours into those just so you can get approval, a love, acceptance. You start that in here. And when you start to have love, approval, and acceptance on here, then what happens out there is that you magnetically attract the people that can respect you and love you and treat you with greatness. And what do I mean by greatness? I mean just love. And you don't have to attract in the enemy. Other people will, okay? But you don't have to. And then if you do get attracted in something unhappy, how do you know it? How can you measure it? And I will tell you, when you keep healing and healing that feeling, that magnetic feeling, and you heal it, what happens is that you can learn to change your reality in an instant. But it takes practice, it takes focus, it takes tools, it takes that part of you to decide, how do you want to show up for yourself and others? And what do I mean for others? Well, that's the next part. Once you start to not take things personal, and it's not, oh, I'm going to do this and F off. No, you change your attitude, you change all of it. And so for me, it's like, okay, I am going to allow myself to show up as what? Well, that means I have to do some programming. What does that mean? Well, I've never been here before, so what's it like? So I will look at the catalog of life, and the catalog of life, oh, thank you. That catalog of life says I can be this personality, this personality, this personality, this, because it's endless. And the question is, it's not, oh, that's wrong and I got to fight it, or I got to, no, which one do I want to be? And then it's like, what fits me? Now, sometimes what fits me is old belief systems. And then all of a sudden I'll wake up and go, but I don't want to believe that anymore. Hi, Robin. Hi, Grandma. Congratulations. And So what does it mean? Well, I know that I want to be, it's not kind so I can receive kind. I'm going to be kind because love. And that means acceptance. And you have to look and go, hold on, let me look at my face. Oh, your hair is wrong. Oh, your skin's wrong. Blah, 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 blah. It's so nanorams. Let's keep going. But it's like, why do we have to be in that 3D restriction? Limitations. Okay, I'm not for that. I stand for love. But I also don't have to see it. If I see it out of light and it's like wants to attack, well, what's in me? And magnetically attacks brings a belief system. It usually means you've experienced life with somebody else on a social skill and they've rejected you, or and so it boils down to how did you receive love from your parents and your siblings and your church and your environment? How did you first cope, handle, and deal? What stories did you create in after that happens? And we're not even going to talk about soul markers, but it's Spirit goes, yes, you are. I had a soul marker today. The gentlemen, the chippies that are working on the bathroom, I'm sitting here, so the bathroom's right behind me. And so I have a roof, a roof, and they're putting wiring it direct. So I have a switch on the wall. And so I don't know if you're gonna hear me. So they were walking on my roof, and it's like part of my body was not my mental, but my body. Like in the soul marker, that my soul says, "Hey, remember this? You haven't resolved it. You ready to resolve it?" And it's like being afraid that I'm being buried alive. Something's gonna fall on my head. Something's gonna crush me. Something, and it's like, do I have to follow that emotion, that fear? No, I'm not gonna call it to me. So I'm gonna cancel their delete. But I'm going to go in and use G6s, even SP to change my brain so that I don't have to go there. I mean, I couldn't even pull up my car under the tree because I thought, oh, well, 3 weeks ago, a tree limb fell and he was there, it would have killed him. So it's like, no, I can't park my, no, you have to heal the fear. And so I started to pull up there, right? And then somebody parked on the other side of the road and a van pulled up and they're like, we can't get through if you're parked here and that one's parked here. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's 6 in the morning. Oh, okay, fine. So I backed my car all the way down the hill and parked there because then I was like, okay, so yeah, we're trucks outside. They got to park somewhere. So Spirit wanted me to get the car out of the way, and I even got my wife, so they have to haul anything in it. You can be conscious, you can be helpful, be good manners. Now, so what if it's not going my way in the moment? Well, I check myself, I heal myself, because anytime there's negativity, I won't text or I won't talk. I will go correct myself and get my power back. And then the words that I never knew to use would just automatically come out, and it's better than what it was. Okay. So like, my mind's going, "Does anybody hear me?" Because it's super loud. So I'm not sure. So I just lost electricity on my, did I or no? Okay. See, misinformation. I said, Spirit, I'm not going to go there. Why is this happening? And they go, it's got an automatic shut off. Oh, yeah, okay. So, because if I really didn't like it, nobody could see me. It is loud. Are you doing and you're doing awesome. Oh, thank God, because you're in the same house with me. um, so anyway, uh, Spirit wanted me to do this show today because one of my dear friends that is needing assistance, she's going to come on. So we have two people that are doing video. We have Amy and we have TP, and then we have a chat, and that is for Ruby Sue. Right? Yeah. Made for a chat from my cat. Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure. I'm trying to make sure. So when you receive money, it's an energy exchange. I'm doing something for you. You're doing something for me. And I'm hoping I give you good quality. I say, thank you, Spirit. What is this person needs to know and how do we do it? So you're going to find out that I'm not just a reader. I'm a healer. But I'm not the healer because you are, because nobody can heal you except for yourself. And that's kind of like what I like to teach people. And so it depends on your mindset, depends on what you're going to follow. It depends on the AI says, oh, you're doing spiritual development. Yeah, okay, I'll take it. What I'm learning is, can I actually hear myself talk? Do I need to hear myself talk? Yes, because sometimes it's part of that feedback with spirit, because that's how I train spirit to be mindful of specific words, so that when I'm bringing those words through, they carry that frequency. So I'm surprised how well I'm doing, even to the point I've actually seen the way my face has changed. It's weird looking. Oh, a heart. That's nice. So let's just take a deep breath in. Oh, it's so funny because the noise, my computer says, confirm that you're speaking English because it doesn't sound like it's English. Yes, it's English. Just a little bit of change, vibrational change. She's hissing at me, totally different behavior. Yes. So if you can hear me just fine, sweetheart, we are going to do this. Now, now I speeded it up. Spirit, should I start the reading for Miss Ruby? Okay, so it apparently yes. As long as you can hear me and as long as it's recorded, okay. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. Want to get to 1,000 people. Share if you can. That would be great. All right. Now, with Ruby Sue. Now, I'm going to tell you that the smell is different. She smells that her territory is being invaded. It's not that she hates the cat, it's just that she smells her territory being invaded. When an animal becomes very territorial, there is a tendency to really take that serious. I'm serious about this. And so once that, they have to do these maneuvers, they have to hiss, they don't know. And so it is to protect, it is to let the other cat know that I'm boss, or let them know that go away. But if this other cat you have doesn't go away, then it's a transitional period. Okay, not sure if I'm going to be able to open that up. She sent me a video. How is this working? Not working. Okay, that's not going to work there. Let me get through here. That's not going to work there. Hold on. I'll figure it out. Trust me, I'll figure this one out. Maybe. What's got going on? Yes, it's my mama. My mama. She's just hissing at me and totally different. It's my mama, and mama, listen to me. So you have a different smell on you as well, and you have betrayed, because I feel like when certain animals imprint on you, so again, very territorial, very going on. So I'm gonna go a little bit further. So what is going on? And Spirit says the aggressiveness has to do with the feeling of the invading of the energy. I said, okay, so towards you, And they said, because the action, you're not taking the action required to protect me, but you had the action of you carrying the scent of that invading energy. So you had to have touched the cat, or you had to agree, because you, even if you didn't touch the cat, you're looking, going, oh, and just like children and people, but children especially, animals follow energy trails. And it knows that it's one, its environment is different. Two, it knows that what did you do? I have no idea what I just did. I lost my screen, which changed my thought conscious there. And it's still gone. There it is. Again, energy is what they have. So when I look and I'm like, okay, so look a little bit more, and they don't like the change. They don't like the change. And I said, what do we want to change? The inside, what do we want to do? What are we doing? And there's a habit. It's just a habit. I said, is this animal habit? And they go, there's a habit. And I go, tell me more. The outside is that it feels deficiency. So in the household, in the collectiveness with animals and people, there is a rhythm program that you're supposed to be deficient, and that you are supposed to attack the thing that looks like it is a threat to you. Yeah. So I'm looking a little bit further, and I said, Ruby Sue, I hear petrified. I said, so she's scared. Yes. What is she scared of? The other cat? I'm not getting, I'm getting to know. She's scared that what? That mama. She's scared that mama is what, going to leave her, drop her off, or oh, okay. So how do you feel in this moment because these animals are doing this? Do you feel confident, or do you feel like you did something wrong, you're deficient? Because now it's the energy you're carrying that Ruby Sue is responding to as well. So again, that's another one energy field I'm seeing. So you got several going on here. Ruby Sue, I'm just going to check on something here about it. She says, I don't trust something right now. So who do you don't trust? I don't trust mom. Why don't you trust mom? Because their habit is that you're saying mom has a deficiency? What deficiency does mom have? They're saying it has to do with social skills, relationships, and she keeps attracting in. What are you talking about? She tracks in. She tracks. So I think Ruby Sue is trying to tell you, when you come home, you carry those other people's energy fields. And when you bring home those energy fields, you're not actually you're them. And it's like, how dare you bring this in here? Because it's like the cat never had to experience you bringing home people. And I said, so what is, I don't like the awkward. Now I understand why mom has awkward. I said, so mom, when she'd go to work and all of this, she would bring home awkward energy. Yes. Other people's energies, this and that. Okay, Ruby Sue. So what does mom need to change? Does mom need to change something? She said, and again, the cat, I don't know if the cat can understand me, but I'm hearing oscillation. So it's the outside. The outside feels deficient. You're saying mom now? They go, no, the environment. The environment feels deficient. Where do I get to sleep? Oh, now it's very concerned about where is it going to eat? Where is it going to sleep? Okay. Oh, now she's going into Okay, so it's following a line of thought you may have had or she experienced with another that's, well, where do I fit in now? And so the energy, specific energy is anxiety. I said, so did this anxiety, was it in the cat before? To some degree, but it's not about that. It's just that the bonding that you guys had. So when you were anxious or when you would come home after a bad day, I'm using a pendulum. I'll show you in a second, Kelly. You would, okay, cat would help bring in the light, but the cat also like, okay, I'm going to put my hand on mom. I'm going to balance mom. I'm going to do all these things for mom. Yes, I feel that yuck energy drained when I go home. Okay, and that is the bonding. And right now, you're loving that awkwardness that sits in that box over there. And that's not how we do it. You see, you broke routine. Oh my goodness. Okay, what do you want to do to help? Do you want to help Ruby Sue? Ruby Sue says, you just make other people go. No, okay. No, I'm not going to talk to Ruby Sue. I'm just going to say, Spirit, what can she do? Okay. I'm assuming it's like the habit of petting. So the cat, if I ask the cat, if I look and say, okay, do you have any blood in your forebrain? And they go, well, we don't have quite seen the same, but it is the way they see reality. So let me just look. The memories and the way this things. Okay, so you can just start doing OMG, and it could be just like petting, but you're using tension. Now, if you're petting, don't lower the governing meridian. So when you're done petting, when you've done everything, and you put your hand there intently, make sure you draw from their back of their tail all the way up to the top of their little nosies. Make sure you do that up and the bonding that we had. No, oh, it's there. It's there. It's just that it's the transitional state. I'm going to tell you, you talk to Amy, you talk to anybody that usually gets cats. Like you get a cat and then all of a sudden you get another cat. They have to create a relationship with that cat. Now, this cat is going to love you, but not yet, okay? Because you smell different, you responding differently. And I said, are you and the cat a great fit? And they go, yeah, notice how you need to work on actually you, because your energy field is worrying, which sets the cat off even further. And the cat's not sure how to do this. So I'm going to say for you, the outside of this case feels like it's bullying. So you're going to have to make sure you have like 2 toilets and you have 2 separate bowls and you have because they're going to test each other, especially if there's an age difference or if the sex difference, or I should say gender difference. So they have to communicate and build a relationship themselves. Now, I said the relationship that you have with the cat. No, you guys are good. It's just transition. So it's still there. Now, with you saying, oh my gosh, it's no longer there, I want you to make sure you do R1S for yourself. And when you change your field to show that you're not afraid of the cat being afraid of you or yelling at you, the cat, you and the cat will be fine. You and the other cat, the cat and the cat will be fine. It's just that it's going to take some transitional time. So get your energies right. Get your energies right instead of going, oh my God, I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should. There's something that you can't go through again. That is the problem. Okay, so you would definitely do, I can't do this. So if there's a yelling, screaming, whatever, you want to do R2D. Okay, R2D. But it takes time to do that transition. And I hope that makes sense because both the cats are happy that you're involved. It's just, you got to create this family now. You're taking it to the whole new level. That's good. You got 12 and 21. So you got some numbers going on there. Okay. All right. So, Kelly, I use a pendulum to help me streamline. I made a protocol sheets and a book and everything else. And so I've made it onto one sheet, and it's all based on, eventually I'm going to teach people how to be a healthier reader. It's not about better reader, it's a healthier reader. So you can really communicate with that particular soul and things that are going on. What's wrong with my screen? It's weird. I have like this thing across my neck on, oh, never mind. It's just a picture. So, it's just easier to say, like with a pendulum, and as I'm streamlining the seventh plane, and it helps me have that bridge. So it says yes, or it says no. And the electrical pulses will move my hand. It's not that I'm doing it deliberately, it is agreeing. So you have to do a whole build up so that your body and you in the seventh plane sits there and understands, instead of being misdirected or have too many, you have one set protocol so that everything is coming through more naturally. And so to me, sometimes instead of thinking, because it can follow too many thoughts at once and get confused. So if I have two thoughts in my head, yes, no, it's not going to answer. So I'm emotionally okay, and I'm sitting there, and then I will put it on a protocol sheet. And that's why I help people to learn how to do that. Okay. Yeah, okay, you put in for Coco. You still have a strong feeling of returning the kitten. Okay. I said, should she return the kitten? I'm getting a no, but in your emotional state with that feeling, you're hearing a yes. And I'm going to say, you have to heal the OMG. So I'm just going to say, start doing L2D. But if you can't get past it, SP is what I would use, I think. Because you need to get yourself out of that state. All right, we'll talk to you later, Shorty. Let me go over here. So we have taken care of Ruby Sue, and we have wrong page. I gotta open up the right page. Oh, give me a second here. I have a few, know the basics, but need more education. Thanks for the answer. You're welcome. I love to help my students to understand how to get fear out of the way, how to streamline it further so that when you're communicating with spirit, it's just like you and it's you in spirit. Okay. And then there's April Lynn. And that one's for Teresa. Okay. And then Autumn. Someone said, oh. All right. So you want to know what Coco is going through because of what the incident that occurred, right? Okay. So let's see what we got. So the anxiety is left in the place. I said, was that from others? Okay. So what happens is that when everybody's feeling and emotions, you will leave an imprint if it's loud enough. So I feel like your dad left some anxiety. Oh my God, my daughter, anxiety. Whatever it is, it's like it's there. We'll see you later. And the anxiety from another, the Coco also is sitting there going, I felt deficient when so did Coco witness what happened to you? Because all of a sudden I went completely deaf in this ear right now. I've got like, it's like, it's not that it's plugged. So what I'm hearing is that Coco was when your energy chart started to shift, Coco did its best. And so there was a little bit of anxiety and worry. And then when your dad, came for the dog and helped the dog, it was like it increased that anxiety more. And then with his dad's anxiety, the dog experienced another set of frequency of anxiety. And so, yes, it went through. And I said, all right, let me look. Anything else about Coco? Well, Coco trusts you. Does it trust the dad? Not as much, because you have a very loving, unconditional relationship with Coco, whereas a different relationship is with the dad. The dad, the dog prefers you. Coco, I prefer her. Now, was the dog a little worried? The dog was just resonating the deficiency in you. No, in the father, in whoever's in that space. Does that make sense? Because the dog distrusted itself because it couldn't protect you. Aw. So when your episode occurred, it created this wave in the field, and the dog was aware of it, right? Well, the dog couldn't make it stop. The dog couldn't mother you the way that it wanted to. So it got to experience the rest of that field. This is, what else do you want? And they said, well, here's the thing. Mama is not connected. Oh, so now, Autumn, you need to put your spirit back in your body. I says, is the body connected to the spirit? No. So you're going to have to do both. But what I want you to do is do it with intention with me. Okay, I'm going to hold the frequency that you're not able to hold. And so I'm just going to ask Coco if Coco can pick up on that frequency as well. And if Coco can pick up on that frequency, and I do this, then we're going to do it together. Okay, so that as I'm holding this space for you, it'll expand. So then Coco can hold that space. And then you, like sometimes when you want to heal yourself, you may not have the right energy flow. So when somebody else comes along, it's a whole different feel. I'm going to hold that space for you. Coco's going to hold that space for you. You got it? Okay. Just follow along. And because I can feel the dog's ready. No matter where the dog is, I know the dog heard me. And so we're going to take, and we're going to, do you want them to do the, no, we want to get, okay. Oh. I'm going to gift you a little longer reading because this is important. The meridian, so you got a wedge, we got to get out. So the meridian that caused, how many meridians cause this? One. The meridian of spleen caused this. Okay. They said just prior to what the event had, you went, where'd my happy go? It's like you had whatever experience and you had that feeling of, where'd my happy go? So if you can think just back before, and because of that, the spleen meridian went backwards, and it kind of didn't even run energy even backwards. It's like lost its charge. I said left side, right side. They said it is the right side. So they want you to, we got to get your body to prepared so that we can remove the wedge so that your spirit and your body can do that communication process. You're going to take your magnet and you're going to go to the right foot and you're going to do the spleen. So remember to use your magnet on the right, both sides of it there, 24 times, and then deeply penetrate and rub 30. Okay. All right. Let me know when you're done with that. Now, if we look, the meridian became locked, and it has to do with when you're about 9 years old and you had to take action because some lofty energy of somebody around you, and they were very much loud, and you used to like self-abuse. Oh, I made them angry, so therefore you had to correct yourself. Okay, so this is like the correlation, just so you understand. So you were feeling invading energy as the adult, just like you did at that age. And when that came in, your response still was the same. Oh my God, where'd my happy go? So you kind of recreated a particular moment to do this. Now, the body responded in the fashion it did, and because it's like, here comes this in energy. And I said, what energy came in to cause this? And it was, I feel helpless. Was it you felt helpless? They go, no, the broadcast. So who did you have in your space? Did anybody broadcast energy where they felt like they were helpless, had that helpless communication? Their energy field was very much that it tripped you into going into this pattern. Okay. So then the body says, well, I'm just going to go into habit. And I said, really? And they said, yes. I'm supposed to take action. And with that action, I'm supposed to abuse myself. And I said, as part of having a seizure about abusing, it's too stimulated. It resonates and too stimulated. So who or whatever the situation you're doing, it matched who you used to be. And all of a sudden, the body then took the action to instead of having that flow, was okay, I don't want to say stimulated it. It's like it throws you in that seizure state where your brain is, it doesn't know how to let go or change or any of that stuff. So hopefully you're following me. It says, where else do you want her to do? And they said they want you to do right magnet again, but this time it is on the large intestine. So right hand, right there, because now it's stuck in the history. Now you got really this event you just had and the event you had at that particular age. And so it's forming a gestalt memory. And we want you not to do any more seizures. So that means we need to not let them build a home. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm doing a reading healing for Miss Autumn, and I'm, oh, okay. So she just gave me a confirmation of something. All right. Yes, I would say yes to that answer. I'm feeling yes. So she's doing what she's doing, and now I'm going to have you do one more thing, and this time it's just to rub both sides, but this time you're going to go start with the left at that large intestine, rub deeply, then go to your right, pushing in, rub deeply. There's that history pattern. It's locked in. So we're gonna, yes, it does completely. Okay. Now, as she's doing this, I can feel this energy. Because what she's disrupting is this. So when you stepped on something, ow, it hurts. You step it on again, ow, it hurts. And then when somebody steps on something, your body goes, ow, that hurts. And it was just somebody else. So when you keep getting something that always happens to you, you turn into an always, even though it may not always, because always it's right now, right now, right now. How is it now? Is it now? But that's not, brain says it's happening. Okay. And so then it starts to, you're looking at signals. This is what I have to do. Da, 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 da. And we have to help her to decide if she's going to build this foundation so she can keep repeating hell after hell and it gets worse over time, or to disrupt and say, wait a minute. And that's where she's at right now. She's saying, no, I don't want this. I'm here to heal it out. Very good. Can we put the, no. So you had to attract it in. Why? Because you had, so I don't know what the event occurred, but if you can remember what happened, did you have to show up like your parents or your grandparents to the person who was feeling helpless? Do you understand what I'm asking? Because there's a program that you may not know that you showed up just like them in that automatic response reaction. And so they said, if you can, then you will start to heal this out. And they said you had a couple things. One, you vividly recall of how you were treated when you're in that state. And you also are showing up that this is how you're supposed to respond to somebody when they're in that state. And you know that you don't want to be that. So you're waking up to those personalities, those programs. Okay. So you're going to make sure you do R3D, right wrist, third position, nice and deep. When you go to look at, do I show up like that? Because in your mind, you're going to go, I didn't do that. But this is where accountability comes in. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. She answered me, or she wrote me. So that's now, before you do that, I want you to just, is she ready now? Yes. Okay, so we're going to connect your body to the spirit. We're going to want to build that part. Gotcha, got you. So you're going to start at the back of your neck, and I'm still holding space, so is Coco, and you're going to say, I connect my physical body to my spirit. Right here and now. Take your hand off. I connect my physical body to my spirit right here and now. And take a hand off, and then do that probably 2 more times real quick. And then now I'm checking your body if it's prepared to hold, and this is yes. So now put your hand on your forehead and say, I connect my spiritual body, I connect my spirit to my physical body where it belongs. Take your hand off. I connect my spirit to my physical body where it belongs. Take your hand off. I connect my spirit to my body where it belongs. Take your hand up. And you feel like you need to do that a few more times because your body and you are checking in to see if they're being as one. So if later on you're, let's say, watching TV and you're like, be mindful. Just kind of make sure that you are getting all of you into this fixed state. You may have to do a fixed state. So now when you do your tribal basics, it'll be stronger because your body remembers the frequency, what it feels like. And so Coco's holding it, I'm holding it, and I know that you're feeling it. Okay? Good. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Now, let me look to see what we have. We're going to go to Miss Teresa. Let me get this and let's go find her. There you go. Hopefully that'll make sense. There's a lot you can do for yourself if you allow yourself to re-educate yourself about things. And if you can re-educate yourself, if you can re-educate yourself on a higher understanding of something, then you'll develop this growth. Now, if you've never had a reading from me before, let me know. But right now I'm going to take, you can get a free one. But if you had one before, you have an opportunity between 5, 15, and 25. So somebody is paid to come on, and we are going to help them the best way we can. Okay. All right. So I just have to wait to see if she's got it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can do this. You can do this. We've got this. Does Coco feel a little happier? Because I feel like your field has changed now. So that's like, I know dogs can smell or sense. The spirit is either in the body or out of the body. And I think Coco's happier. At least I can feel that you're more into your cells, into your way of being. Okay. We're doing really well. We're doing really well. They seem to be quiet. I don't know if they're done for the day or if they're just what they're doing. But we're doing good together. We're making through this. Remember to share, to like, to really get this. This is a movement of how we want to create reality together. and it becomes important. We can do that. So we'll have Teresa, and there you go. Hi, hon.
Hi.
Hey, good. I'm hoping I got my volume correct.
Yes.
Because earlier I had it up, and me and my husband were just tag teaming, playing our favorite songs. Yes. So it's like I had that thing blasted. So I'm glad
Um,
Okay, so you had this little incident that occurred, and which God led you to protect yourself in another way, right?
yes. Hmm.
Um, so if you don't mind, I want to give a particular reading. So we're gonna also April Lynn has gifted you some time, so I'm going to add it on to
Yeah.
this. Okay, so
Okay.
and then because you've overpaid and you are Teresa and all of this, I will gift you a free video next week. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. You are very devoted and dedicated to healing, to changing your world, and you care about yourself. And I love that devotion that you do.
Thank you.
So, okay, so let's see what we have. Now, one of the things I'm looking at is okay, I feel like we're going to have to talk about specific words. So I'm looking at the word chase. And give me another name. What else? Action. Hmm. SI joints. So those are the sacroiliac joints in the back of your hip area, in your back
Mhm.
area. And then they said obsession. So is that all? And they said, have you done EFT in a while or haven't?
No, I haven't in a while.
Okay, so they say sometimes you may have to do EFT so you can keep getting the body in more out of the obsession state. So I said,
Okay.
was it her or was the emotion that is locked into the body? They said the emotion that's locked into the body is obsession. So we're going to look where this obsession is located. And I'm looking and seeing that is, oh, they're adding an extra word next to it, hysterical. So I'm wondering if they magnetized. No, they're chasing. You're chasing this, or you're chasing something better?
Something better.
They said to be with parents. Um, I'm like, wait a minute, are you saying that you have identified that these are my parents, obsession and hysteria? So let's say it's mom and dad. It's like you said, okay, this is how they are, and this is what I have in my space. And does that make sense so far? So who obsessed, mom or dad?
I've heard say mom. Yeah,
Okay. Who was more hysterical?
I've seen mom.
Okay. Okay. Well, however it is, they're separate, but they're magnetized together. And yet it is, I want my mom's attention. I want my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in that phrase, it's you have a need that our needs to be met and you want. So it's like my mother didn't freely give that need that I need.
Right.
I always beg, but you said right, okay. So I said, so what did you have to do? Well, I had to chase it down, but it was, they're showing me that you had to take action, but they're calling it as a magnetic action. I got to figure what that means. I said, so what do you mean by that? They said, you have to show a certain amount of timid to get your display of love from your parents. Okay, so that makes me think, let's say you're upset and or being picked on and nothing's happening, no parent, no mom, no nothing. And then bam, you have to go so far as being very intimidated by, not just being timid, but intimidated by. Does that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So I have to be intimidated by, and when you get so intimidated by it hit a certain level, then she would give you this particular attention. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason that is coming in is because it's connected to how you identify with reality, and that is, I have to have something invading my physical form. Okay, now I'm asking question in my mind, but I'm going to ask it out loud. No, I'm not. I'm going to respect you, so I'm going to type you. Are you able to get to the look at your no,
Messenger?
yeah, Messenger, or I can do it right here through Zoom. Which one you prefer?
Messenger, because I don't know how to look. Oh, yeah, in the chat and Zoom. Yeah. What am I
Okay,
talking about?
well,
Yeah. We use
okay,
Zoom every Monday. I know how to get the chat.
okay, then I'll go there.
Oh my gosh.
That's quite all right. Um, so she's reading the message, and again, I
Yeah.
really okay by her.
Like in the S form, or do you mean like
It
fist
can
form?
um so there's physical, sexual, emotional, but I
Not the
feel
S, but
more of
the physical and the emotional. Yes.
yeah, that's it. Okay. So what I got was again, you have to show a certain amount of level of feeling I'm intimidated by. And
Mm-hmm.
would she stop, or would she get that clarity, that moment, or was it that when she released whatever it was, then she looked around and goes, oh, you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Yeah. I
All right,
understand that.
how do you recall it? How can you recall?
Like maybe when she was in her moments, like she would come, I almost not want to say like she would need her own love and attention and stuff. So she would come at me like in a different way sometimes, but then later on she'd come at me in a completely different way, like a nicer way,
Mhm.
and then maybe go back to the opposite way because her not getting her attention that she needed and the love that she needed, like from my
Okay.
father. So she was doing her own
Yes.
need, just like I was doing my own need. So it was kind
Yes.
of very toxic. Like,
Right. And
very,
you learned that that's how you got your needs met. Okay.
yeah.
Now, what I'm looking at here is that this in between when she couldn't get her needs met, there
Mm,
would be this I'm supposed to chase after it. Just so you again, it's you have to keep doing this pattern. And the physical body is where I want to go to now. The physical
yeah.
body says that's why, obsess, notice, and then get hysterical. So your physical body says, that's the action. I have to wait for the action. Now you're learning with spirit how to do action without having to go through a certain amount of strategy that you had known, which is a lot of hell.
Hmm.
So it was a gift that you earned yourself. And spirit is wanting to help you understand that there's a certain amount of action. Um, we have to look at how you do that thing we just talked about. So hopefully that's not bothering you.
Mm-mm.
Wow, there they go, very loud. Okay. Again, I'm watching this very thing repeat itself. So I have to wait for it to get to the end, and then it repeats itself. Wait till it gets to the end, and then it has to repeat itself. So give me
Hmm.
a second to figure this out.
Okay.
So I have to look the fact that it keeps repeating. So I get to the end and it says it's repeating. This is how I know love. This is how I know love. So I'm going to write that down. This is how you know love. Okay. Now you also have grown quite a bit with your healing, and like we understand each other, we love each other. It's a
Hmm.
different form of love. Okay.
Right.
And yet you understand it. But when you want to like be friends with somebody else and somebody else has a similar psychosis, a similar issue, similar emotional shit shows, which you find attractive as far as I can relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you go to communicate, everything's fine, and all of a sudden you'll be both will be out of sync, and this chaos will happen, and you'll run. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I look at this, and your body is saying it feels hysterical right now, and so it has to attack back. So the body is saying that it doesn't have a healthy environment, and your body has been in this state of stress, and it doesn't really know how to rest and digest to give that blood back to the organs to repair itself, and the
Mm-hmm.
potential hydrogen in the body to create a healthy foundation.
Okay.
So that part of that infection, part of that is that this, it's like you had to see a wound to help you remember. This is going to sound strange, help you remember the good times with your family. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the part of you that's mentally and emotionally, you're like, I don't want to do that. But the physical body says, I can't help but to keep repeating this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's weird is that I had this intuition. Oh God, it's loud. Um,
Oh, you're doing great. Like I was on Facebook, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't be able to concentrate. It's like, but you're doing amazing. You're
and I'm building that muscle. I'm mastering it.
yeah, you are.
Thank you. See, we need to be supportive of one another here. But I'm looking at how the box again. The
Is it
body
like
says,
so you know how like when you're sick, sometimes even if your mom was not the nicest at times, or she was in her own thing, doing her own thing, trying to find her own love and stuff like that.
right? Yep.
But like when you're sick, here's some soup, here's this, here's
Yes.
that, like that, like that. Okay.
Yes.
So the wound would represent like needing that, wanting that, chasing that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The bot. Good job. She look at her. She doesn't need me. Got this. But yes, the body's going on and going.
Okay.
This is what I know love is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just gonna, and it's weird because I'm trying to remember the rest of your conversation that you sent me, but I only can remember the first half, and I can't. I feel like I'm missing. Like you told me.
I actually think it was my mom because what happened was I was pouring something very hot into like a Tupperware thingy. And
Okay.
instead of it pouring in the Tupperware thing, it went down the side of the thing I was using to pour. Like it was should have gone right into the bowl, but it didn't. Like I know my mom stepped in and was like, let's pour this hot grease on her foot. So she has to take her socks off, put cream on her foot for the burn, and look at her ankle and see this MRSA happening. So I'm like, so my mom's there, like, it's time to heal this shit out.
Yes, and one
So
thing
that's
I
what I
agree
think.
with that. I feel as she was there. I also feel like you had an animal there too.
Aw,
It's like
hi,
you
my
have. It's like
babies.
you have to. Was it the German Shepherd? No, it
I
just
just was gonna say Brittany. Yes, that's my
okay.
shepherd.
But I have a feeling like yeah, because your communication with spirit is so much stronger, you can really feel your loved ones, even if they're not that
Hmm.
loved, to be more
Right?
present. Sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. She knows her
So
things like from when she was here. I've seen her, felt her many times trying to help what went on between her and I in the earthly form when she was here
yeah,
to help me let that stuff go so I no longer have to deal with it and have it be part of my physicalness.
exactly. Now, the reason feels like we're going and taking a long time to get here, but you're getting the details, which is important. Being accused in that whole, oh, you hurt yourself to get attention, eh? the accuse.
Uh-huh.
Okay, does that
I
sound familiar?
got I got accused of so much from my brothers, and my parents would believe them all the time, whether it was
There,
whatever the thing was. It didn't have
yes.
to be just injuries. It was like so many things. And I would talk till I was blue in the face and plead up and down, and they still always believe them. So even now, I'll be like, "So you know now, don't you?" Because they're both on the other side. I'm like, "You know now, don't you? You see now who's telling the truth, don't you?" So I
Good,
do say that too.
good, good, good. Now we're going to help you understand the manipulation aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this wound, or not necessarily the burn, but the, oh my goodness, look at my leg. If I didn't catch this beforehand, then it could
Uh-huh.
really
It would
lead
have got
to it.
bad.
And you
Yeah.
said, hey, I don't want to end up in the hospital anymore. I'm actually done going to that level. So
Yeah.
that's brilliant because you're participating and saying, yeah, we're not doing that again.
Hmm.
And so that
I
we
was
can do,
worried when I said that because you know how you say if I don't want that, sometimes
oh,
you can actually call it in. So that's why I
right.
changed it to like it no longer serves me. This is
Very
not
good.
happening anymore. Like,
Yeah, because I could feel you not putting that life force investment in a knot.
right?
So I
Yeah.
did feel you're like, no, done.
Yeah.
It's like you were clear. You were clear,
Hmm.
not the fear of "Ooh," it. You were done. So I like that you've done this. Now, the reason they're pointing this out is because there was a manipulation that happened all the time around what we
Hmm.
just talked about, and you're like, yeah, all the damn time.
Yeah.
So, but this manipulation is that was to put you into the helpless state so you could receive love. You, at a young age, did not know how to receive love like they did.
Hmm.
And because the competition, because you girl,
Oh, it froze a little bit.
yes or no?
It froze for a second. I didn't get that.
Oh my God, my internet interrupted. Oh, so you had your mom didn't want me to hear you. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Hopefully it won't screw
Okay.
up. Did your mom want you or not want you? Were you wanted or not wanted?
A girl, yes. But remember I was saying like how she was telling me stories like when she was pregnant with me, she'd always be like, "You better be an effing girl, you better be this," like just like total berating me before I was like even here. Of like, you better not this is it, this is the last, just complete like so there was a
Okay.
lot of energy in regards to me being in the stomach of what I should be and shouldn't be and all that stuff. I'm like, Mom, like
Oh,
so I understand that.
okay, okay, okay.
Oh.
All right. So now this
And
dad,
I don't think that I was truly fully wanted in the aspect of another child and this relationship that she didn't want to be in, that she kind of was forced into, not
yes.
receiving the love. Now she's a wife and a mother, and she's not Teresa anymore. Her name's Teresa too. She's not Teresa anymore. She's labeled as a wife. She's labeled as this, and she lost that. And she told me that to me. And I didn't understand it till I got a little older, and I understand it fully, like what that means to a person, to a woman.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. Now, the tools of manipulation. Okay, before I get to that, this is what I feel. Okay, I'm just going to throw it out there, and it
Okay.
may not be. It could be a fear. I don't know. So, but we're going to see where it goes. Oh my God.
There's so much I stopped writing. I'll have to re-listen.
Did gosh, all right. So I had this friend that it had to be look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Don't look at my brother.
Yeah.
Don't look at this. Don't look at that. I'm the prettiest. I'm this and that. And then she would get jealous of anything and all things. And so when she got pregnant, I said, "Oh, I'm glad they're a boy. I'm glad they're going to be boys." And then I had three people go, "Oh my God, so am I." And I looked at them, and their energy was, yeah, because she would have done Munchausen syndrome. She would have tortured those kids if they were girls.
Mhm.
And then I had another friend that said they were taught that girls are trouble and boys are love. And so I didn't want trouble. You know what I mean? There's
Mhm.
there's belief systems that are there and the amount of stuff that's going on. Now, the reason I bring that up, did your mom, was she jealous?
I think with the relationship that I had with my dad, yes. I think that where I was such a loving and like my heart was huge all the time with love. I loved everyone. I cared about everyone. And I was like shoved down so much because of that. And my
Right.
dad was a jokester and laughing and having a good time. So was I. I was always like the happy, laughing, yada,
I,
yada. My dad was like that. I'm like, so I know that she didn't care sometimes about that because where he and her didn't get along sometimes and she didn't really care for him and she didn't want to be in the relationship. If I love my dad, then that means that, I don't love her or something like that, or I'm picking
yes. Okay.
sides or what have
Okay.
you. And I'm like,
Ooh, yeah.
Mom, I'm like, did you pick sides when your dad and you're like between your dad or your mom at any point in time? Like, no, because that's your dad. But she kind of got it when I explained it to her that way, like how I still love my dad, even though.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. Yes.
So when you give your attention to somebody else besides her and she's mad and she's jealous that
Hmm.
somehow they're in your life, does she
Yeah.
expect you to abuse yourself?
Um,
Like
I
punish
think,
yourself, put yourself in the corner, feel bad, guilt, shame.
yeah.
Oh,
Definitely. Like,
okay.
to not give me the love that I want. So that in itself makes me feel horrible. It makes me want that love, like, why don't you love me, mom? Type thing. To the
Right.
fact where I would say I love you all the time and she wouldn't say it back to me. And she would never say it to anybody, but then she started saying it to my brothers, but not me. And like, I'm like, okay, mom.
Okay. Feel that
Ow.
manipulation that she knows you see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now give me a number. Scale from 0 to 10.
Oh, in the moment, like then it was like a 10. That was so hurtful
Now I
all the
want you to
time.
feel how your legs are trembling with fear
Hmm.
because it's like, what? Okay. I want you to
Yeah.
grab L2D. Can you do
Okay.
that?
Yep.
2D? And I want you to just sit with that and propel yourself back to like just let the brain and let the body let it communicate with you. So first let's clear the mind. What would you think next? Let it go. And then what do you hear when it's relating to what we're supposed to focus on? You don't have to say it out loud. You can keep it to yourself, but I want you to just feel how the body is shaking or the body
Hmm.
is in a stress state. Because it's like, here we go again. And you're like, I can't do it. Here we go again. Now, were you ever a little girl that would just sit there and just get mad? Let your eyes
Yeah,
look.
for
Okay,
sure.
now I want you to feel you doing that, but feel how the body feels that.
Mm.
Really good. There, I want you to take your eyes and look down to the lower right for me, real quick. There's something in that lower right corner with your eyes. And I want you to double check that lower right and feel the feelings that the body is supposed to be sick or the body's supposed. There you go.
It actually kind of looks like black cuck
Okay.
or like cuck or sludge or
Okay.
something,
Does it feel good, bad, or indifferent?
I felt kind of not great down there. Like I had some
Okay.
stuff there
Okay.
that's
Okay.
maybe
So now
why.
you want you to look at it and then you're going to remove, transcend, and let go. So as you do that, take your eyes over to the lower left and hear the dialogue that you would immediately have when you felt that. Just trust the body shaking or whatever
Mhm.
it needs to do. Just trust it. But as you look to the lower left, there will be this internal dialogue about what you just felt.
Yeah.
It's
It's actually
staying.
going back to the um we blamed and stuff because I'm like these people like my brothers actually manipulate her and lie to her in order to have her treat me even worse. So
Oh,
that's
very
what's going
good,
on
very
right now.
good, very good.
Mhm.
Remove, transcend, let go. Now go and follow what you know that they're going to do and what you just experienced. Take your eyes to the upper right and visualize how they're going to do it the next time and how they're going to do it every time. Because you're not just remembering, your body keeps reconstructing how they did it. That's the
Yeah.
manipulation we're supposed to see.
Oops. That's my alarm. Medicine time. Let me snooze it. Dismiss
Oh,
it.
I didn't even
There you
hear
go.
it.
Oh, you down? Oh, okay. It was beeping on here.
Okay, so do you need to take your medicine? I can wait a minute.
No, I can wait a little bit. Well, actually, yeah. I like to
Okay.
take the antibiotics at the same
Yeah,
time.
you go do
The
that.
doctor.
Can you hear me though? I'll
Yeah, I
explain.
can hear you.
Okay. So while she
Okay.
takes her medicine, um, infection. So the metaphysical meaning of an infection is flare up. Okay, there is an irritation, an annoyance, and an anger arising out of a chronic resentment of their situation that has now gone over the top. See, and this is why we were doing eye directions. Okay, her body is saying, this is how I have memorized these particular moments. Okay. So it says there's an intense inner conflict. Remember, I told her that she needed to abuse herself from what she kept picking up. So she's got this feeling state. And it says, and generalized hostility has taken on the physical form. So if this inner conflict, it takes on physical form. So she has to kind of, look back. We don't quite know when it happened, but the body is in a constant flare up that hostility has taken physical form. So I asked, is the disease that the doctors have described you, is this that? And they go, yeah. Okay, so there's a strong yes that it has a lot to do with, it is that internal conflict of how she's supposed to be this child, this female between mom and dad, and all of this, and who is she supposed to be, and everything keeps changing, and there's all this hostility, and is taking physical form. So just let me know when you're back.
I'm done. It was right here.
Okay.
I
And
was
I want you
listening.
to go to it, and I want you to let's see, do you want her to, they said no, just do access.
I got a lot of like the words cruel, cruel, cruel kept coming up, and I kept seeing my brothers like the whole time I was holding and looking there, like how they
Okay.
treated me.
So go make sure you're holding
Cool.
R1S now, R1S,
Okay.
because you're going to feel how the territory is always invaded and you can't have your own space. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going
Yeah.
to take your eyes and you're going to move, transcend, let go. Now take your eyes and look to the your right ear. Look to your right ear. And I
Mhm.
want you to hear the manipulation, the hostility, how they're invading your space, how they're painting that nasty ass picture. Very good, very good. And I'm going to read a little bit more about infections. They are being stressed by current. Oh, maybe I'll wait a second. They're being stressed by current circumstances, hence the sound, if anybody's listening. And this
I
has
forgot.
what'd you say?
I kind of forgot, like, well, not forgot because I know how cruel they were to me, my brothers, but
Hold
like,
on, I can't hear you.
oops, my bad. I'm holding the phone was down. I kind of, not that I forgot fully, but I've put my boundaries up. And as soon as I left that house, I've like made sure all contact was done. So it's
Yes.
like I kind of forgot how cruel they were. And when I just looked to like my left ear and heard it, like all this
Yeah.
emotions and feelings came pouring back in and like started crying, like they were pretty cruel.
Yes. Okay. Remove, transcend, let go. Now look to the left ear, because see, her right ear had reconstructed, and now she's got this certain memory. So I want her to go to her left ear. And when I want you to look to your left ear, what you just said, memorize this for me.
Mhm.
And give me a number, how you know this feeling, this state.
10.
Okay, so you're looking at the left ear, it's a 10. Remove, transcend, let go. Look to the right ear and notice how you have to reconstruct to process what
Mhm.
they said. And now you're rethinking it, trying to solve it, trying to solve it. And what number is that?
6.
Remove, transcend, let go. Look to the left or to the right ear again. And I want you to tell me what the number is now.
Let's see, it jumped from a 7 to a 5 as I was looking at it. So I
Oh,
say
okay,
5.
okay, okay, okay. Again, remember, The left ear, it's real, it's real, it's real. The
Yeah.
right ear is that you have to process, process, process. So
Uh-huh.
remove, then let go. Look at the other ear, whichever ear. You shake it up a
Uh-huh.
bit. Just now look at the ear and tell me which ear you're looking at and what number's
All right.
present.
And
The
it's
right.
3.
It's 3. Now you have to understand you need to learn that how they spoke, and it was like, did they just their kid what? And then I want you to feel the pain of this, not your reaction that you're mad or anything, but you can
Uh-huh.
feel. Okay, remove, transcend,
Yeah.
let go all the way to the right, and then reconstruct. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. And feel how that every time they did it, they
Yeah.
took more of your
It comes
territory.
into the same thing like with my mom wanting that love, not understanding why there's not that love given to me. The same thing with them because I wanted that love. I gave that love, but they always came back and was just cruel.
Yes, yes. Okay. So now remove, transcend, let go. Go all the way back to the left ear and remember this feeling, the sensations, the sound, the tone. And as you focus on that and just keep holding that space, I'm going to say infections. They are being stressed by current circumstances. And this has resulted in their becoming very angry at their lot in life. And so without realizing it, whatever occurred in the present moment triggered this. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
particularly around the issues tapped into their present situation. So let's go a little further. They are full of annoyance, fury, and suspicious about everything that is happening to them at this point. It has to do with that dysfunctional family. So what occurred just prior before you burnt yourself
Uh-huh.
that would represent your current circumstances, and then for you to look and go, oh gosh, I have to be angry at my life.
Um, I think maybe I don't know if it's probably I know a lot time I get frustrated with the heat and my erythromyalgia and my limitations and things like that, or like the noise upstairs, just things that will make me for a moment sometimes like go
Okay, I would
like
say yes, but it's more than
yeah,
that. You have
yeah.
something that's out of your control. Do you have problems with the housing?
The heat's a thing that's out of my control because with my erythromyalgia, one of the autoimmune things where I
Mhm.
can't tolerate heat and the heat's nonstop in here, and where it's like 80 degrees outside plus heat's going on in here, it
Okay,
flares up my erythromyalgia. So that gets me in a tizzy a lot of times. Like
okay.
mentally and everything, that will get me frustrated more than anything in here.
So you have to be. You can't choose the house really. You're
No, this is
okay.
it. This is what
That's I
was
think the part
available.
that's bothering you.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I do think about like in the future having my own thing, even if it's just living in a van on some
Oh,
property and stuff. So
yeah.
there's that I'm putting out there for the future to know that this doesn't have to be permanent, is what I'm trying to keep reminding myself when I get in those situations. Just like I keep telling myself, you can go to these things, you can do that. But then I slip back when like I got the infection, I'm like, oh no, can I do these things? I'm like,
Right.
yes, you can.
There you go. There you go. Remove, transcend, let go. You notice that, and now go look to the lower right and feel.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Hmm.
what number is that?
That one's a 1.
Remove, transcend, let go. Now go up to your left ear and remember that you're
Mhm,
supposed to be limited. You're supposed to be blah, blah, and you're supposed to be this way.
mhm.
What do you got?
That I think it's 0.
Good. Remove, transcend, let go. Look to the right ear and, oh, I got to process this. Oh, I got to process this. What do you got now?
I got a little 2 still there, a little struggling, hanging on that little
Take that
2
too.
thing.
Very good. What I want you to go is to the upper left, and I want you to, what images up here?
Not great ones, like, but actually, okay, they're changing. Like I see them, but I see them like in the negative form. If that makes sense, like negative
Remove,
energy.
transcend, let go. Now look
Yeah.
to the upper right and reconstruct. And if you were going to reconstruct it, not intentionally, but how would the reconstruction of those image be? Negative or positive?
I'm not positive.
Okay, I know you want positive, so the negative is what's popping. That's what I want you to measure.
Okay.
What do you got?
4.
Remove, transcend, let go. Now look to the upper left, and what number is that?
1.
Remove, transcend, let go. Look to your the right ear. Look to your right ear.
Okay.
Oh,
I get a 0 now instead of
very
2.
good, very good. Now remove, transcend, let go. Now go up to the upper right, and you have to reconstruct those pictures. Does it pop up as negative, or what number are you at?
I feel like a 0. I feel like it's positive now because, like, as I'm doing this, I'm seeing, and I know this before, but I'm seeing it now in the moment as well, that I was supposed to get those things and have those things in my life to learn and grow and yada, yada, yada. So I see like them as a positive now.
So now what I
And
want you to do is I want you to take the situation that you have to be, the environment's hostile, that it's flaring up and it doesn't
Mhm.
stop. And I want you to just start with the lower left and then look at any number and go to the ear and then to the upper right. And is there any numbers in that area?
5.
Ooh, so on to get to collect it. Remove, transcend, let go. Now start with your lower right and check and give me a number about how that or the middle or the upper right. What
A
number?
3.
A 3. So now it's like remove, transcend, let go. And I want you to do a strange thing. I want you to grab the side, take your thumb and do the side of your nose and just kind of
Any
hold.
side or?
I want you to hold the right side and then so you can breathe through your left nose. And as you breathe in, hold it, pitch it off, hold your breath, and then let go and breathe out the other side. Can you do that? Oh, my deviated septum, I just pushed.
I have one too. That's what's
Oh, you have one
laughing.
too. Yeah, you can't do that. It
It's
caves it in
sticking
even
already.
further. All right, well, do your best.
Okay, so breathe in with the left side
Yeah, into the
and
left.
plug them both.
Yep. And
Then
then
breathe it. Then breathe
out the
out the
right.
right. Okay.
Okay, so now I want you to do the opposite. I want you to hold the left,
Left.
okay. Breathe in through the right, pinch off, and
Okay.
then breathe out
Oh,
the
like tissue.
okay, so remove,
Okay.
transcend, let go. When you're done, let me know.
Okay. I'm done.
All right, so look to the collective of the lower, we're gonna do that lower right, and then
Okay.
middle ear and the upper. What number is that?
The lower right, I get a 0.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going next? The lower left?
The whole section on the right side, your ear, the upper, and the
Oh,
lower. What number is any of that?
the right ear is a 1. The right upper, I get a 0.
Okay, very good. Now come over to your left side and measure those.
Left lower, 0. Left ear, I see like almost a 1, not quite a 1. And left upper, a 1.
Okay. So what's going to happen is that we're going to have you just take a golden white light, connect it to your heart, grab it from the top of
Mm-hmm.
your head, connect to your heart, and extend it out to this and ask those numbers, do you accept this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or to
Now,
feel out more, you mean? For later? Yes.
yeah,
Is that what you mean?
then you just
Okay.
put it down. Yep, yep. Then you just put it down, just leave it there. Now you're going to have to do some homework. You
Yeah.
have to start to know the difference between real and
Okay.
imaginary. You have
Yes.
to know that if it's real, or if you have to imagine that it's going to happen again, or something happens and you have to reconstruct by processing and make it real because you're trying to
Mhm.
understand what's happening. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so when you start going into the processing part, which is going to be your right side, I want you to stop and become your spirit and go, stop. I am, and say your name and your age, come into the fixed state and choose the
Hmm.
present moment. And you may have to EFT that
Hmm.
automatic response so
Right.
that you do not have to see your body. Okay. So your body is like saying, well, that's all I know how to be is be this hostile, be this flare up. So when
Hmm.
your body, when you're laying at night, because your body's vividly recalling the abuse,
Yeah.
about what really happened, but your processing says, no, this is true that it happened, even though it's not really, because you're trying to process. And then you use your imagination about how it creates in the future. So I want you to become in the present as you. When you start to vividly recall by notice what side you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're the right side, I want you to hold R3D.
Okay.
Okay. Because that's you, and then look directly in the right area and notice that this is your spirit healing how those pictures and says that life is supposed to be. You can literally
Mhm.
stop and go, oh, that's how I process. This sounds like a healing tool. Doesn't it sound like a healing to you?
It does, because this is making so much sense, because I was felt in the past before I came here how
Mhm.
my life was supposed to be, and I was just supposed to be home in bed with the legs up, taking care of them. You can't do nothing, you can't go nowhere, you can't walk, you can't do this, right? But then I
Right?
get here and I kind of kept that until I seen one thing posted on Facebook, and I'm like, I can do that. And I did that, and I'm like, I can do that. And I did that. So I slowly started changing all that. But then I can see now where you're saying like one of the false imagination things or past things popped in just now in my midst of happiness, and like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and went like, can you, like, this
Right
past
now.
stuff is coming
Right.
right.
Right. I'm glad this happened because now it's, you can do R3D, but you can also do R3S because you
Mm-hmm.
had taught, you learned that you're supposed to gaslight yourself, duress yourself, manipulate yourself,
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
you back into that space. And I'm saying if you can tell the difference, and it doesn't matter if you do both R3S and R3D, but you as spirit is saying, I'm done with this program.
Yes.
Because the body
100%.
right. So when the body starts going off, you got those two choices because I want you to use your
Mhm.
eyesight, okay?
Yeah.
So that you can tell the brain, yeah, we're cleaning up this filing cabinet that just seems like it's hoarding and exploding. We're done with that. We're done with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much for coming
so
on. I
much.
appreciate
Thank
you coming on.
you.
And
Thank,
I love you very much.
I love
And
you too.
your dog that's on the other side is
Yes.
giving you licks right now. So it's
Uh-huh.
very happy.
Aw, thank you, Brit. All right. Have a
So,
beautiful day.
oh, you too, hon. I love you.
Thank
We'll
you
see
so
you in Tribal
much.
tomorrow. You're
Love you too.
welcome.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I hope people can learn from doing these show and doing these healings that it's like I just heard another healing tool pop in. And that excites me. That excites me very much. And I feel like our next guest will be Amy. So I got to I got to double check to make sure. So right before I go any further, if you're new in the room, if you're looking for a reading and I've never read you before, this is your opportunity to get something free. But again, if you have like, oh yeah, I've already had that reading and I got it free. Well, you can just go ahead and Sacred Intentions is paid. Before we bring on Amy, Sacred Intentions. I got to figure out where you're at on this. I think it was that screen. So Sacred Intentions is paid for, from what I can see. And to come on, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, so I think it's the same link as before, but I can give it a shot, a look. And I got to go to this one. No. Which Facebook do I have open? That'd be great. Uh, all right, here we go. And as soon as that comes in, and all right, so Sacred Intent, are you the Taylor Reed? Correct? If it is, then I believe it's the same link, and we're doing the same things before, correct? So yes, it looks like the same one. Okay, there you go. So you got that link. I do my best to always keep the same link, but you never know. You never know. Oh, okay. Oops, knock that on the ground. This is okay. Again, I'm hoping you guys are really enjoying yourselves today. Give me a thumbs up. Give me, any feedback. That would be great. What else do we got? Remember, this is a movement. We want to help people help themselves, and no longer do you need to have to go outside yourself. You go inside and you can create a better world, a healthier world. Wonderful. Somebody said it's a beautiful show. Thank you very much. We have a lot of FYP. Yeah, thank you. And the heart's good. Good. Very good. Yeah, I believe once I've learned, because see, I used to believe that you couldn't heal yourself from a headache or you couldn't heal yourself, but that's not true anymore. The tools that are coming in are just like amazing to me. They're amazing to me. All right, did she get, I wonder if she saw it. Hold on, I gotta find where I put it. Yeah, she saw it. No, she hasn't seen it. I sent the link. It's okay, we'll wait a few more minutes. It was so weird. I was like, I had silver with my brown, and then finally it was like, I've never worn this necklace. It's black and gold. I couldn't find my gold earrings, so I got these ones. It was just like trying to find something that matched. Here she comes. Very good, very good. Hi, let's see if we can get the mic up. There she is. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm going to just turn this down a little bit. Okay, how can I help?
Big question.
Or I can just have to choose.
I'm working through trying to open my heart. So it's like there's too much time in my head and I'm trying to get into my own heart.
Okay.
And there's this real like defiant energy that I'm also dealing with.
You want to be defiant or somebody else is being defiant?
Me towards
Okay.
myself. I want to help myself and I want to do things to help myself. And then there's this defiance
Right.
going on.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So you're looking at your life and you're like, this is how I know it. I'm in that head. I'm feeling defiant. I just like to get more in my heart more. And I'll say, okay, what distracts you? What's going on? And they said, there's a lie. I said, a lie. Yes. I learned it about 5 months old. No, 5 years old. 5 years old. 5 years old. And this just, I'm supposed to take action. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to not trust people. I'm supposed to, and it really feels like you're supposed to trust the outside more than trusting your own self.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we know that it has to do with distrusting self. And I said, okay, now we look at this lie. And I'm glad you understand how you know it. So just keep an eye on like what the strong number is, 10 being the worst. And now all of a sudden I physically want to just throw up. So give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what your body's trying to tell me at 5 years old. Okay, so every time you felt, I can do this, I'm going to do that, it was like there's invading energy would come at you and it was very lofty, as in correction, and as in, it wasn't just correction, like don't put your finger in the light socket, don't cross the road like that. The way that the energy came was that it was so lofty, you can't do it unless I give you permission.
Yeah.
All right, let me write that down. So this, unless whoever the I is, their energy. Okay, so like you can feel my energy. It feels pleasant. It's in your space. But if somebody came yelling at you, you can feel it come very heavy or very fast. See, your body's just displaying. Oh yeah, I know that one. Okay, so I'm just going to take that one, even if we don't really know all the details, and I immediately want you to grab right wrist first position soft. Okay, we're going to just take that in because your whole body's starting to. I'm like all of a sudden I can't hear. I feel a little deaf. So right position first, nice and soft. And I want you to sit there and I want you to hold how you know it. And I want you to feel how the body is responding. Okay. It's
Mm.
like my shoulders are up to my ears right now.
Yeah, yeah. Just shaking,
And I'm not
scared.
even want to breathe. I don't even know if I can
Yeah,
breathe. And
yeah.
my stomach is like,
I want to be sick.
yeah, yeah, but it's also related to, like, let's say I wanted to get on stage, or I wanted to be around this person. The body's like going, "Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I have to take a crap. Oh my God, I have to pee. I have to." So the body
Yeah,
is saying, the physiology is, even though in your adult self you're like, I'm used to this, right?
yeah, yeah.
But the body's stuck. Oh my God, my whole spine is tense. I got my skin itching now. Okay, so just measure it, breathe it through, and sit in that space, and I will hold this space just because she's new. I'm not going to talk as much. I want her to feel. Now, if your brain goes, well, it's because of this, stop. We want to heal, not keep the shit. So pull yourself back, breathe it through, and feel how fast it's coming at you. Feel how it's like very threatening. You want that approval still, but notice, there you go. And I want you to tell me if it's inside the body. If it is, I want you to start pulling it out. Can you do that?
Yeah, it's like all like up under my ribs and in my stomach.
Okay. Now, I have a treasure chest here. Just kind of imagine you're sending it into your imaginary treasure chest, or you can literally pretend like you're sending it to mine. Okay. Just keep sending it. You have the right to go inside and pull it out and say, and then as you're pulling out the negative emotion, the speed to which it came at you, the shape or the heaviness or the sound, because I feel like a swoosh, like it was like you just missed getting hit or something. It was like, whew, but I'm feeling. And so the body is like, I have to be prepared. And I'm like, no, you can go in, start putting the treasure chest, and then I want you to feel like everything is safe inside. And then you look around and you're like, okay, I'm going to take that out because that's their crap. I'm going to take out their crap. I'm going to take out their sound. They sounded very harsh, but their sound, pull that out. Notice which ear it is in for me.
It's in the right ear.
Okay, give me a number, please.
6.
And then what I want you to do is I want you to remove, transcend, let go, and look down to the lower right. And I want your body to tell you how you feel that sound. You're wearing the sound.
I just feel frozen.
Yeah, okay. Good. Now I want you to just start to remove, transcend, and let it go. And then I want you to look to the upper left, and I want you to remember how you had to be frozen in order to survive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, now notice that you can even see yourself as a third party, meaning you look at your little self sitting there knowing that that was probably the safest thing you could do. Very
Yeah.
good, very good. And I just lost connection. So my one just lost. Hey, now the connection's back. All right. That's a sign. So you got disconnected. So what I'm going to have you do, um, is I want you to take your hands down just for a second, and I want you to be your 5 because you are being 5 right now. And I want you feel like you can do it. You can ask your 5-year-old to do it, but I want you to put your hand on your forehead and say, I put my spirit back into my body 100% where it belongs. And I want you to feel like the little girl's doing it too, okay? Because it's like, I can't. So just, there you go. Give me a few more. I'm freezing now all of a sudden, but yeah, keep going. Shit, man. Were you stuck on the cold weather at some point? Or your nerves felt like that?
The house I lived in was 100-year-old villa and it was freezing in winter.
Okay, keep going because she's doing it, but she's okay. A little bit more. Okay, she's doing really good because now I'm back. So yep, she's got 100%. Now I want you to feel you and her both are in sync now that you're in. Now think about how the age you are now. So I want you to put your hand on your forehead. She's going to say, well, this is how old I am and this is my name. And you're going to say, this is how old I am and this is my name. So you're both going to be in your own fixed state but you did a healing in the past. So you just kind of go ahead and say your name and your age and just do that.
Taylor Reid, I'm 43.
Oh,
Katie May, Taylor Reid, I'm 43.
there you go. You're doing great because now the energy is you're the runner that can send the energy to your little to support it. Now she's okay. I'm not going to take a look at her. How does she feel? What does she look like?
She kind of just looks in shock,
Is in
like,
shock or is like, whoa, this feels better?
just like bewildered, like a little bit like deer in the headlights.
Okay, so that means a little bit more. So what I want you to do is that we're going to have you hold the right wrist, first position soft. Okay. Now, as you do that,
Can you explain that to me?
yes, right hand under
Yep.
the thumb. Put your thumb right there. Okay, under the thumb.
Okay,
There you
yeah,
go. Finger and
cool.
palm. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, you get in that position. Now remember, we're going to take your eyes to the upper left and we're going to remember the pictures. But I want you to feel like you can understand the memory, but without the charge of the intensity. Do you understand the difference now? Because when you
Yeah,
first looked up there, all you could feel was the intensity. Yes?
yeah,
What's the intensity now?
3.
Remove, transcend, let go. Look down to the lower right. I want you to feel the body. The body's telling you how it's like, oh, I still got a number. Okay, you don't have to guess. I want you to feel the body. What do you think the body's trying to tell you now?
It's not in shock as much anymore, but still frozen.
Yeah, so the sneeze usually represents the body has to die for a split second, meaning everything in the system resets itself, but you come back online, right? So I just sneezed and I'm feeling your whole body going, I can't stop the core shaking. So give me a minute to understand because I feel like this is not the 5-year-old. It's your 14-year-old self. My God, I'm going back into the. Oh, but this time it's like it's not the freezing cold house. It's like I'm in shock. I'm in I don't know how to explain it. Did you have a bad experience?
Yeah, so actually at 5 and at 14 I was sexually abused.
Okay. So are you comfortable to go and start healing around it or through it?
Yeah,
Okay. Your whole body is saying that you kind of separated yourself. So just like we did with your 5-year-old, we're going to work with your 14-year-old, okay? Because we got to get you back in your body. So take your hands down. Okay. I want you to imagine your 14-year-old self. I'm sorry, I'm just freezing. And I want you to put your hand here and I want you ask your 14-year-old, say, okay, I'll start when you start. And if you're comfortable and if you feel like you can feel, then let's put our spirit back in our lungs. Oh my God. Remember to lift off and then do it again. Oh, geez, oh, Pete. Okay, she's not trust. She just says, I'm not trusting something. I don't trust myself because they were right. And I said, honey, who was right? There's that lie. Okay, I can't quite hear it. Hold on. Okay, keep going. And then when you feel like she's complete, you can stop. And then you're both are going to say your names and your age. Okay, so you both can get back into your fixed state. She's like, you mean I don't have to panic? I'm like, okay. So I don't know if you heard her. She's like, wait a minute, I don't have to panic is my response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm almost there. Now here's the thing. We're helping you heal this conflict that you've had for years within yourself. And it was, no, I had to protect myself. This is my reality. It's hell. Um, so what we did was we helped you three, to get into your own timelines, and so we can stop this inner conflict. And you talk about being defiant. You were told that you can't do anything unless you get permission and all this other stuff. And you as an adult are like, yeah, I'm gonna do, you're much stronger. It's the stuff you've gone through. And so I'm looking at this, unless I. And I says, is that lie, unless I, still there? No. Now you can look at how you're conditioned. So what you may notice is that in your world, okay, the people that would talk or the people that would act a certain way, you would normally be conditioned to automatically do. But you, because you're being your spiritual self now and your littles are being themselves, I want you to, like, if you feel a pause, don't have to, this is your choice point. You're going to be your spirit self and go, did I just see that or hear that I'm supposed to do that? Get that little lip up there. I want you to go, wait a minute. I think I just heard you expect or heard, because you're changing something. You're like, I don't want to do this. Because again, you want to involve your heart. But I feel like, I don't know how old you are, but in your 20s, it could be about 28, somewhere in there. I'm hearing, again, I don't know how old you are, but I'm hearing how all of a sudden you're like, well, I did the love thing. And then I was abused or I was taken advantage of, or I was too nice, and then you had to build up on the wall. But this is different. You're starting to have a heart-brain coherence and you want this heart to open up. So you don't want, catch yourself, oh, I need their approval. No, I don't. Now you get a strong I like that. But at the same time, you're going to have to heal something that's going to sound very strange to you. Is that you understand that you have received, you've had love unreceived. I'm giving you love, and they literally, and you're like,
okay. It feels like as soon as you say that, my throat closes up. Like if you want to give me love, I'm like,
all right, L1D. You're gonna do left wrist first position deep. Now I want you to write this down because this is going to, I know that you can measure that right now. You can do that healing, but I need to explain a little bit more because the time's up. Okay. So L1D. And whatever note you need to do, like you said, whatever's in the throat, to receive love, okay? Because when you gave love and it was unreceived, you couldn't help but to get in that state. So we can measure that. And you're going to hold the left wrist. It's called L1D, left wrist, first position, nice and deep. You're pushing that baby in, okay? Here's the kicker. When you give love to those that don't really need it, but take advantage of it, you can't help but to, I don't want to say overcompensate, but there's just, oh, I trust him again when you shouldn't, because it goes with that unless I thing. So when you start to feel like you gotta love, oh, all right, maybe I should forgive him. Okay. I want you to just go left wrist, third position deep, L3D. Okay, do you understand that? You have to catch as your spirit self, like I said, when you're standing back looking in, going, did you just be nice, knowing they're going to, crap in your face and you're going to just, I'll forgive them. You were convinced and lied to that you have to show love regardless of how much abuse you got.
Yeah.
You have to heal the love that's attached to that abuse because your inner world does not want to create that anymore. You ask your littles, they're like, we don't have to. I mean, you're going to notice some attitude that's going to feel like all three of you have more of a firmer foundation. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're going to be able to be there for yourself and hold that space like you couldn't before. But it takes you to go, as you're looking at yourself, it's called a live experience, as your spirit self looking at you going, did I just say to do that? And that's not about abusing yourself, but about saying, I accept or reject that. I don't, you're going to learn how to take yourself off the discount rack and put yourself with you have no price tag, babe. You are valuable.
Yeah.
Okay. But those littles are willing to, instead of being smashed, and you guys can work on it, start to look at it and go, yeah, no. And then go heal. Okay. because your heart wants to open, and it is to some degree, but you just keep attracting in people that are not good for you, even though you show a certain amount of love. So your body's like, I can't open up this love because I'm just going to get that. And I'm saying we can change that. Okay?
Yeah.
Good idea. Thank you so much for coming in and honoring me by paying and all of that. So hopefully we got even exchanged, and you go heal this, and then hopefully I'll see you maybe next Monday.
Be great.
Go, people. You're worth it. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk to you later. Oh, before you go, we like to witness. You did a healing. Okay. How do you feel? Did you notice any differences? How do you know that those I wasn't just making that crap up for you?
Yeah, like the frozen thing is very real all the time.
Okay, now here's the thing. You don't have to be frozen. As soon as you start to feel frozen, say, yeah, no. Now, if you can't stop it, that's fine. I want you to continue to hold those spaces.
Yeah.
Okay. And normally I like to get the numbers down even more. These pictures here. So we're going to say to that, we're going to have you go imagine a golden light, grab it, connect one to the heart, and then you can extend it out to the thing we're just working on. And you're saying with yourself that on a spiritual level, you're going to continue to keep healing. It's not just going to be one and done and thrown aside and all. Yeah. No, you are saying, I'm with this entanglement cord, with my soul's intention, I'm going to continue doing it with grace and ease. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you must have remembered last week's healing you've done to yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're back.
Yeah.
That means you fired enough in your brain that the brain says, instead of going, you're what? Oh, I remember. Now remember, your spirit is your best friend right now, and it can guide you very healthily. Now, if fear comes in, that's not your gut intuition. Spirit in you, when you start to go, oh, I shouldn't do that, or fear, I need to run. I want you to notice that you have magnetic fear that's going to attract it. But if you change that energy, regardless if it's just putting it on your head, EFT it out, you change that magnetic fear, you can actually make the outside, let's say somebody was following you and you're like, oh, you can make a policeman appear because you're choosing not to have fear be your magnetic field.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to be able to change your life in an instant. Goes, I'm not believing this. I'm going to heal it out. Okay. So good job. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Okay. We have done very well so far. We're going to bring Amy in just a moment. We seem to be doing really well with with all the noise that's going on. Let me get that's not the button, Brenda. That's the button. And let me double check and let's see. Yep. And go over to pick up and say, James. James. There you go. It's been a really good day. I love the healings that are happening. I like going back and rewatch. Now remember, Katie, you can go to YouTube and watch it again and again and again. We are creating a movement so that more and more people can start to believe themselves, start to hold space for themselves, to create a healthier world. Here she is.
There. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm cold.
You're cold. Oh, are you cold, or are you cold because you were following along?
I think both, because I was cold actually before she came on.
All right. So I just want to make sure that if you didn't need to do peanut butter or any of that stuff, and I say no. Okay. But you could relate to that cold. And I said, is this cold because it's an outside? It's cold. They said it's because it's emotional. Is that where we want to go? We're
Sure.
just going to jump right in? Okay, we'll do that. Sounds like a plan. You can't find me live on YouTube. Go to Medicine Woman Solution. That's SOULTION. Okay. Medicine Woman Solution. And you should find it because it still says that I'm live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. Talk about the delay. Is now you just now talking. I'm glad I don't stare at that. Otherwise, it would confuse me.
It does. It's very confusing because I usually watch on TikTok, but I watch YouTube also. It's way out of sync.
Just remember when you do put it in, it's SOULTION. And yeah, other medicine women come up, but you should be able to find it. They still said they didn't. Is there any way you can get the link to put on there?
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that makes sense. My brain is going, well, yeah, you know this. See, I've been channeling, so my brain says, no, you can't. Yeah, I've got it right here. So I got this. And because it's Facebook, I can just slip it over here. Oh, maybe. Give me a second. I got to figure out where I'm at. Oh, I'm doing really good. Hold on. Gotta get my account.
Yep, she's on TikTok too.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, but YouTube has the permanent recording because Facebook doesn't allow it, YouTube does. So this looks like me. I'm going to hit paste right there. That is the link that takes you right straight to the live one I'm doing right now. Hopefully, did it come up? Oh man, where is it live at? Never mind, I found it. Let's do it again. Brenda put it in the wrong spot. I'm such a silly. There you go. Now I see it, but it didn't come up on the thing. Do you see that? Did it come up on yours?
Nope. Oh, there it did. No, it did.
Well, wow, that's a delay and a half.
Wow.
Same name. There. Can you see the link? All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Spirit says we're going to talk about the freezing thing. Okay. So yes, the layer that was thinning is not there anymore. We don't need it anymore. Okay. So what's happening is the body is preparing to download more frequencies, but your body is not quite ready to do so. So you gradually have to be prepped. That's the only way I know how to say it, is to prep without blowing your circuits. So what's happening is that you keep redoing a recurrence is the word they're using about your confidence lately.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at is the fire, which is the heart, the small intestine, the triple warmer, and the pericardium represents the fire. And they said, which one is not firing properly? And they said, in the heart, it says, I can't be confident. But then it boils down to liver, because the liver has this ability to help you do temperature control with hormones. And the liver says is that I keep lacking this power. I keep lacking this power. I'm like, what are you referring to? Keep lacking this power. Hysterical energy is give me more. And they said that this is that I have to keep chasing this dream. AY, somebody else. So you start identifying with somebody else that has to chase the dream. You have connected into their story. You have to communicate into their story. And you are them. So are you Amy right now? No. So is this a particular age or the age that she is now? You've had to show up as your parent to correct yourself or correct them, correct? What are you telling me? Okay, so it's like something when you had your show this morning.
So does it have to do with the way that I reacted to that person that was saying that they wanted to give me a reading and then I told them
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And at the same time, somebody here says I cannot
Can't comment on YouTube.
do. Same here. You can't comment on YouTube. Denise says she went over there and then she went on TikTok. She can't comment. It has to be some type of setting for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because can you see my comments on YouTube?
So this is about the comment thing then. It had to be about your show with the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, mine is far behind, so if she comments, it'll be 10 minutes later before I can see it. That and then all right, so spirit. Here we go. So we're talking about sound, things like this. Hold on. There really are. You like how I did a reading for Teresa?
Mm.
Hold on. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? There's something going on here.
Mm-hmm. I
All
wasn't paying really close attention, but yeah.
right. Okay, so part of you is not able to connect. Part of you is not able to connect. So what I want you to do is, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to just take and cover up your left ear for me. And I want you to notice how I wasn't paying attention when Brenda was doing that. Feel that not enough information, that empty space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I want you to look up to the upper left, and I want you to remember is how you're supposed to abuse yourself for being a bad girl. Okay.
It's a good 10.
Good time. Now what I want you to pay attention to is that how did you know that you didn't need to respond? Now, again, was it about religion or was it about what particular was about that message?
They were wanting to give me a message. There was one earlier in my show before you popped on that it was about religion.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is that by having them come in, I'm looking at this abuse thing and I said, so what is this? And they said that, well, the energy was anxiety. What, both of them? The first one was anxiety because, oh my God, the devil's going to get me. Not you, but they dirty their ears. Then it was the thing about how you're supposed to be showing up as Bezilla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm looking at some pictures. Now I want you to take and remove, transcend, and let go. And I want you to reconstruct the first thing you read. So look to your right ear. And I want you to reconstruct the sound of them because, again, they don't get to talk. You only get to read. But there is a voice. Was it a male, female? Was it high? Was it low? Think about it. You read it. It wasn't your voice. It had a tone.
What I'm hearing is whiny.
Okay. So remove, transcend, let go. I want you to go to the left ear and I want you to remember that people that were whiny around you, how did you know to correct yourself as a kid? And who was the whiny? And how did they whine? Because now feel the body, how it's supposed to respond. Oh, now I'm freaking cold. Good Lord.
Yes.
But oh my God.
I think it was
want you
my
to go to
brother's.
R1S.
I think it was my oldest brother.
Okay, go to R1S. Go to R1S because look at all the twos you got. The body is freaking out. I want you doing survival feeling in the body. It doesn't work.
I'm hearing, I don't want to have to put up with their shiitake mushrooms.
Okay. Now notice that you are little and you are fear. So this is more or less how we were working with Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I'm cold. Oh, my heater's on. Okay, so I am connected in this space. Okay. What do you mean archetype? Oh, victim. They expected you to be a victim, female and issue, and they wanted you to be in that victim space, that the screaming and the hollering. And what does a victim look like?
Well, um, I don't know what the heck I'm seeing, but I don't like it.
Okay, remove, transcend, let go. I want you to go over to the lower right and feel how you're supposed to remain that way so he would stop barking. It's like as soon as you showed up, is not the smiley person, but the actual I think it was an eye-opener when when somebody's a fear of you, they can't help, like a dog will pull back if they feel like they're threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't, but your body's doing the energy field, and I feel like you displayed something. Because did he stop suddenly or did he keep going?
No, he kept going.
Okay, now remove, transcend, let go. I want you to go to the upper right and I want you to reconstruct. Oh my God, what's he doing to me? Hi, Giselle. Oh my God. Okay, that's what I want you to do. I want you to feel like your intestines have, instead of being like mushy poo in there, that it feels like you're constipated and it feels dried up. It feels hard. I don't know why, but feel how that body, the physiology. Remove, transcend, let go. Notice how you have to process. Now go all the way over to and look at your left ear and notice that the sounds, it sounds scary. It sounds, that big glob you were looking at or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
Notice how it's attached to you. Remove, transcend, let go. As you do that, take and look through your right ear, and I want you to reconstruct with fairies. And I don't have to hear him, and I'm disconnected, and I gotta protect myself. No, there's nothing wrong with that, but to get the body to be with AY, remove, transcend, let go, go down to the lower right. What is the feeling?
Ew. There's like no real description. It's almost like disgust, but not quite.
Notice how you kind of broke the disgust. Is it you or from him or from you or what?
No, I think it's from me. I was
Okay.
disgusted with the way
Good.
he was.
Good. Because now I want you to sit into, like when people are mad, I want you to get into just to put your hands down for a minute. And I want you to remember how disgusted you were and how would you sit? Okay. Now I want you to really feel that. And as you feel that, I want you to realize that you're 9 years old. Almost 10. And I want you to feel how you believe you're not allowed, that you're deficient.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to stare And as you stare, I want you to go back to R1S. Just be that disgusted little girl right now. Just allow that expression. Ooh, very good. Very good. Move, transcend, and let go. And what I want you to do is take your eyes to the upper right and reconstruct the images of why you're disgusted. Now, don't just look at you. Now, look at what you're looking at that you're like, oh, when they do that, whatever it is. Ooh. Toe jam. Now, that's what I was always told it was. Not toe cheese, but toe jam. Did he have a lot of toe jam? Did he have a lot of toe cheese? Did he have a lot of things that disgusted you?
Yeah, there's something that I can't hear you. I had to turn my hearing aids up.
Oh, so you selectively took and said, I don't want to hear this. Oh, I'm looking at unexpressed remnants. Remnant. Based on, at this point, I'm supposed to abuse myself. But the remnants is, I want you to feel how you have to go into that space. And then you take and you go up to the upper right, and I want you to reconstruct about how you would do it so that you were the hero. Wait till mom comes home. Whatever it is, however you did it. And tell her that you got toe jam and all of that. I want you to get into that.
Want that in. I want that in. Yeah. And cut that two in half. Get the bath in. Yeah.
Mud that in, cut that slit out, and then we'll
Yeah.
let it dry.
There you go. Now I want, okay, can you feel how your intestines are not so hard now?
Uh-huh.
And the
What's funny
temperature?
was I couldn't hear you, but I could hear the guys.
So there's a certain tone, a certain age. You said, I don't want, no more,
Mm-hmm.
no more. I mean, they were even talking quiet. If you heard that, they're going to put my bathtub in. I'm like, oh.
Exciting.
Here you go. Oh, that's awesome. I just seen that shift. Very good. Measure that disgust for me.
Down to about a 2.
And I want you to kind of imagine like when you're sitting there doing your show and you're like, great, look at what they wrote. Because I'm going to say, I thought that was odd that you responded that way. But then I also seen how Spirit did it. But it also is to set you up for today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like the last 4 shows have been setting me up for today. Thank you, Spirit.
Ooh. I'm hearing shame on you, but she's not opening her mouth. You're giving them laser eyes. Are you giving your brother laser eyes?
Ex-sister-in-law, actually.
Okay. Look at all the 2s and the 3s. Okay, there. That was nice. I didn't even realize my upper half was gripping to my lower half, and so I started to get, and then it just released. Okay. Good number. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
There you go. Remove, transcend, and let go. Just kind of listen to my voice. And when it was like this or whatever, you just can you hear me now or not?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a number. Where are you at?
I feel like I'm at a 0.
And how do you know that?
Because when I look at the pictures, I look at the person, and that disgust is gone. My body feels more relaxed.
Good. So you warm?
And I'm warm.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, you're just going to feel the cold because it may be cold, but you're not physiology.
It's not the core. It's not the core, which is what it was earlier and what it was last night when I went to bed.
Good. Now, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I will see you tomorrow on Tribal.
Absolutely.
All right. Love you, hon. Talk
Love
to
you
later.
too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, people. You've had seen talking to animals to helping people look at their sensory system in a very unique way in order for them to be responsible with their energy field, put them in different perspectives because it's the kaleidoscope of perspectives, and they're able to see from those ages. Some of you are like, well, how did you go back to 5 and 9? You can do those with pictures. You can do those with how you know. And when you realize you haven't really forgot anything, but you can recall certain things, you can allow yourself to heal. Now it's up to you, how you want to heal. So again, if there's anybody that's new here, you can have a free reading. If anybody here is still want to pay, you got a few moments to do so. And I'm just double checking. No, am I going live tomorrow? No. Today is, I usually do it once a week now, and this is the day that I usually go it on. And but you may find me hanging out with Amy every now and then. Who knows? Who knows? But if you've had a reading, you go to YouTube, subscribe, help me get the number up to 1,000. That would be great. Share, like, comment. But the timestamp is there's a clock for you that are on Facebook and TikTok. You won't see the clock, but there is a clock. And when you get the timestamp of your reading, you then just look at the clock and match it up, and then you can just look at your reading. So we do put the names and a timestamp up for you. You know who we haven't seen in a while, Miss Ames? Is Davin. I have not seen her in a long time. I've not seen her in a long time. So hopefully she's doing well, which I'm assuming she is. And we're just double checking. If you'd like a reading that you haven't had one before, let me know. So Denise, have I given you a reading before? I can't even remember. Just checking back. Vicky, how you doing? Now again, Tribal will be tomorrow. And hopefully that will just all be quiet by then. Who knows? Who knows? I see her on my show. I think she forgets you're on. Gotcha. Oh, I have. Okay. All right. Just double checking because, this show can being patient and all right. Just checking to make sure that is that all the, yeah, all's good. Okay. I'm too tired at the moment. I know I got it extra early today. All right, you guys have been a great audience, and I'm thankful that you are wanting me to do this work with you. And let's create this movement. Let's help other people, including ourselves, know that we can heal ourselves, that we can move forward, that we can allow ourselves to be not alone on this journey of getting back to be, it's okay to be me. It's okay to be me. So hashtag resolve to evolve. Hashtag I don't have to believe my own BS. Hashtag heal instead of deal. Hashtag when I'm in doubt, grab a healing tool and heal it out. Measuring is very important. Hashtag thank you, Spirit. You are already blessed and you're already whole. So stay blessed and happy healing.